Hi all, I'm happy to meet you again um, in a new interview experience to explain about relevant to QA automation. So yesterday, Saturday, so I had attended an interview for a company called as IBS Software. It is in Trivandrum location. Okay, so it is inside the Techno Park of Trivandrum. Mhm. The name of the company is IBS Software. Okay, it's a kind of a product based company and it is based out of Singapore, and it's like mainly into a domain called as airlines domain. Okay, so actually so I gone to the location and I waited for more than 1 hour. Finally they called me to the interview, and what happened is like it's kind of a face to face interview. They mentioned that there is a coding round is there, but there is no coding round happened to me. So even they asked me to write the codes in the normal papers, A4 papers. It is a like of kind of a old approach or a classical approach, I can tell. But that approach is not that much effective, because if we compile and show, then only we can test the candidate's efficiency. Okay, it is their part. Okay, so the one more thing is like what to tell. So the first question is like they asked me to explain about my framework, rest assured framework for API automation. So they asked me to explain my rest assured framework in detail. I explain normally, like I will be having src slash main slash java, src slash test slash java. I'll be having a separate package to maintain the excel sheet. There will be a pom.xml file and a separate package to maintaining the response.json files, and a separate package to maintain the request.json files, and inside the pom.xml we'll be having different dependencies relevant to JSON schema, validation, ham crust matches, simple hyphen JSON hyphen path, IO dot rest hyphen assured. So like that I was explaining that, you also know, right? It's not a big deal. Just they asked me to explain the rest assured framework structure. And the next question, they directly jumped to coding part. Okay, so after I completed the explanation, so they directly asked me to write a rest assured code. Okay, and they given a scenario that is a interesting scenario. Okay, they said that first I need to hit a kind of so they said me a manual scenario that I need to automate. There is a API request is there. So it is kind of a get request. Once I hit at that, I will be getting a bearer token. So that bearer token value need to be passed in the next API. Okay, it need to be passed in the next API, and the next API will be a get API again. So for a particular so in the get API, if I trigger that, I will be getting a list of records. Okay, so list of record means it will be containing JSON array list. Okay, so it will be having some 5 to 8 ID. Okay, so 5 to 8 record will be getting fetched in a single setup, in a single step. So and they asked me, so among that, the first ID that we fetched, no, that need to be injected into a JSON payload, and that JSON payload need to be passed as a post request. For this, they asked me to write a rest assured code. Okay, so the scenario is simple. We have some 4 to 5 APIs. First is bearer token. That bearer token need to be passed into the second API. So the second API is also a get API. It will fetch a record. It will fetch a response. Which it will contain a ID. Okay, like that you can consider. And that ID need to be passed inside a JSON payload. Okay, third step. And the fourth step is that entire JSON payload need to be posted as a post HTTP request. So for this they asked me to write the syntax. So this is the second question. Okay, so after I completed these things, and then the third question, no, they asked me to about a Java code. They asked me to write a code to check whether a given word is a palindrome or not. It is easy, right? Okay, that I have written. So after that, they asked me, okay, So they had given me a list of strings, and they asked me to check whether the strings are anagrams or not. That's the second Java code I received. And then they asked me a scenario question. Let us consider when I run my scripts of API automation, it is taking 45 minutes, and the management is asking that is it possible to reduce that naming, so how you will handle it. So I said that in whichever places some static weights are used, so that and all, I will change thread dot sleep into implicitly wait or explicitly wait, like that I explained something. But in rest assured, no, there is no much thread dot sleep is used actually. So he asked me in a generalized perspective whether it is UI or API. So that how I explained. And another one question they asked is, so do you think whether a QA automation engineer need to know about AWS or Azure platforms? I said, yeah, it is good to know. And in going forward, it will become mandatory to know, because, for example, if a defect is occurring in automation, or whether it is in manual, so whether it is occurring due to environment issue or it is a real code issue. So like that we need to analyze. It is always good to have a AWS level of understanding. So I explained in that way. And they asked that one more Selenium question they asked. So in Selenium they said me there is a particular web table is there. So the web table is a dynamic web table, and I need to write the code in the normal A4 paper that I need to fetch all the elements which is present in the second column, and they given a column name as well. Okay, by using the column name, I need to fetch all the elements which is all the names which is present in that particular column, and I need to print out it in the console. And this code they asked, as usual I write and show it in the paper. Um, yeah, this how my interview gone. It is of mid-level interview only, like not that much difficult and all. So I answered all the questions. Some other questions, if I missed, it might be they asked me, you are playing a team lead role, and at last minute, uh, the business analyst is telling that we are adding some more acceptance criteria into existing user story. So how you will handle it, so like that they asked me. So all these questions, I feel it is of not that much difficult and all. I handled all those questions very easily. The biggest difficulty that I faced is traveling from my current location to Trivandrum. So that is what is the issue. Anyway, from Nagarkoil to Trivandrum, it is not that much difficult. Just some 1.5 hours of journey. So that what. So if you want me to throw some more light on any of the questions, or if any of the questions you want me to put a video with solution and all, you can put it in comments. Then I will happily work on that. I hope I have not missed any codings. So totally, they asked me three codings: one in Java, one in Selenium, and one in Rest Assured. Everything in papers. They asked, and some other interesting questions or some complex level questions. It's like, uh, yeah. So for the same palindrome question, they asked me to do it without using any string functions. Nothing, but they are telling me without using a string builder, I need to use a for loop, and I need to write a code to check whether it is a palindrome or not. Nothing, but they are trying to tell I need to reverse the code. Okay, so I need to reverse the particular string by using a for loop. That what the question has been asked to me. That's all. That's all they asked actually. If you want me to throw some more light, you can ping me. Ping in the what to tell. So we have a Telegram group as well. So if you want to discuss anything, you can ping in this particular Telegram group. We'll be posting the videos, all those things. We can even chat. So what you can do is, like, it's simple. Um, the logic is simple. So I will be putting the Telegram link there so we can discuss about what are the questions asked, or even if solution, everything we can discuss. Okay. I hope I throw sufficient light on the interview that I experienced yesterday. Mhm. Thank you all.